Hey everyone, going to start the build on the addition here pretty quick. I'm not very good at getting the phone out and getting stuff videoed as I'm doing it because I can't ever think of it while I'm busy. But anyway, that'll be one that's coming up here pretty quick. I'd kind of wanted to wait till I get it completely done on the outside, or at least painted, and then I'll share that video. But hey, appreciate everybody watching. I probably should have videoed some of this earlier, but this is the beginning of the floor for the room addition. So this project started out going to be 8 by 10. Then I changed it to 10 by 10. Now it's going to be a 10 by 12. So it's a 10 by 12 addition. The roof, of course, will run all the way across the back, all the way over here to this side of the cabin. So I have some roof sticking over here for set my propane bottles and stuff like that in here, but that's the beginning of it. All right. Now here a while back I showed you the 4x6s that we had down and leveled up for the flooring of the new addition. So here's the floor starting of the new addition. And this is 10 by 12, so that's a whole lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Didn't seem like that big when I was talking about it, but now it looks pretty big. So it's going to be a huge addition. So sitting on 3 4x6s, sitting on blocks with Typar and gravel underneath that, and it's 2x8s on 16-inch centers, doubled on the outer edge here where the wall's going to sit. Now we're getting ready. We just screwed some boards down on top of it. We got the floor frame square. Now we got to get the floor straight on the 4x6s, and then we'll anchor the floor down to the 4x6s, and then we'll be ready to start insulating. The floor is officially anchored to the 4x6s, so I believe that'll keep that from blowing off of there. We're putting a few screws into the plywood below the cabin. You can kind of see back there how unlevel the old cabin is, because this is level. So just the way it's on the old trapper cabins. All right, you can see the foam insulation's in. That's 2-inch thick foam, R10, sealed with spray foam all the way around. So the next step is put the fiberglass insulation in it. Then I'm going to put the foil-faced bubble wrap on top of that, and then I'm going to put the flooring on it. That'll all be happening tomorrow. All right, update on a room addition. So yesterday we didn't have the flooring down. Today we have the flooring down. I have a coat of Thompson's water seal on there in case it rains while we're working on this. So the outside wall's up. You can see the wide spot here. That's where the door's going to go. So the next step we're going to do is putting rafters on it. And then after the rafters are on it, then I'll put the side walls in it. I'll have to move the fiberglass shower thing in there first. But so you can see there's another big load of lumber on the trailer. Should be enough lumber there to dry it in. So I got plywood for the walls and the roof decking, and rafters, wall studs, all that. There's the door that's going in. You can see we used a 2x8 floor joist, 16-inch centers, sitting on 3 4x6s. Got a 2-inch foam board insulation in that, which is an R10. And then I have an I believe it's R19, 6-inch insulation in on top of that. And then the foil wrap, double bubble wrap, double bubble foil face stuff on top of that with the seams taped on that. And then of course this is tongue and groove plywood using 19/32 plywood on the sides, which is 1/2 inch. So anyway, So there's that. Like I said, I need to cut out where the door goes in. Got to do some work up around the back of the cabin where see them ends of those logs sticking out, which holds the second level in the cabin, whatever you call that. I call it storage area. So anyway, I got to cut those off smooth. So I got to get the chainsaw out here in a minute. Do a little whittling on that, and so I'll be ready to attach a 2x10 all the way across there, and that'll be what the 2x8 rafters set on. So I'm looking to have somewhere around a foot of overhang on the side here. And you see I'm doing putting the strips on it like the board and batten, and I got paint to paint it today too. So I'm not going quite as dark as the outhouse. That was a little darker than I really wanted. So, and the wall or the roof will come all the way out over here to the side of the cabin. So there'll be a little bit of a space in here. Not a lot, because I'm going to have to set a post over here, and I'm going to have to set a post over here. So by the time I set them on a block, it's not going to be a very wide area, but still going to be where my propane bottles set, because I'll have 2 bottles there for my cook stove. I'll have a bottle for my hot water heater, and I'm going to put in a gas dryer, so I'll have a bottle for a gas dryer too. So I basically have 4 operational bottles at one time. So anyway, and then of course the wire there's strung across the back. I'll be having to change that. That was actually those little enclosures that were on the back of here. That was actually just run out there just to put some lights inside there. So I had to take that down. The copper tubing you see going across there, I'll be taking that down because I will no longer be using that inside the cabin. So that'll be coming down. But anyway, it's going to be pretty nice. It's going to be a big room. Can't wait to occupy it. All right, put a second coat of Thompson's water seal on the floor. That way, if it does rain, it ain't gonna run it. Got the doorway cut out, so I'll be ready to put this baby into place tomorrow. So I got up here on the back where them stubs are sticking out. Got them all cut off, so now I'm ready to bolt the 2x10 up there. I got some big 5-inch long screws. I can't remember what they call them, but anyway, they're like 5/16 lag bolts kind of, but anyway, or 3/8 lag bolts, sorry. Anyway, I'll be able to put a bunch of them into 2 logs, and that'll hold the header board up there to mount all the rafters on, and then they'll come out and sit on this wall here. So anyway, you know, this wall here is pretty short, just barely tall enough to squeeze a door in, because the reason for that is I'm limited on how high I can go up there. So that's my issue, because I wanted to be able to go wall to wall across there, and if I went up any higher, then of course the window would be the limit anyway. But if I went all the way to the window, then you can see that log stops quite a ways before I get to the side. Then I'd have to do some funky stuff on the roof to make that work, and I didn't want to do that. So, but I did want to go ahead and just roof it all the way across, because you know, this little space here will still be some storage area. And I thought about putting a door out this side here, but if I did, then that would eliminate being able to store anything in here, because you'd have to put steps right here. So I'll put the steps out here on the back side. But this won't be a high entrance usage anyway, although, you know, right in here is probably where I'm going to park at, but except in the winter time. So anyway, as you can see, got quite the mess going on out here, but we'll be ready to get back after it in the morning. See what else we can do. See if we can get the rafters up and maybe some roof decking on it tomorrow. So I'll get the roof up and the roof decking on it before I do these end walls, and then at least that way, if it rains, it'll shed water. But I'll get the roof up, then I'll do that wall on the far side, because this side over here will be under roof anyway. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. And while we're talking about building, I got 2 more solar panels sitting there that I got to put up, and they'll go right up there below those other 4 panels. So that'll give me 6 panels there, and then I have 2 on the other end facing the other direction. So I'll have a total of 8 panels in. All right, so we got a little bit more done today. You can see the doors in. Go in here and we got rafters up, decking on. The roof will go on over here this way, but I'm gonna build it kind of as a separate before we put metal on. We'll have that up, but I want to have this wall closed in and stuff first because that wall, that part of the roof will be supported on 2 poles that'll be sitting out here, or 2 4x4s, and I didn't really want to try to put up joists while I was trying to balance 2 posts in the air. So we're going to do that after this wall's up, and that way we can attach it to this wall as well. So anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. We still got to box that in, all that, which I think I may just do that with plywood on the outside and just box in the whole leave. But it definitely has some challenges. You can see when they built this old cabin, the floor they have here. Now, I don't know what's not square, the floor or the walls, but it's just kind of how they did these old cabins, you know, back in the day. You can also see the along the floor there, the part I'm standing on is level, but you can see the difference in the wall there, how unlevel the old cabin is. So it definitely poses some challenges to put that on. But so up there we did a 2x10, and then those are 5-inch. I can't remember what those kind of screws are called, but they're construction screws. So you can kind of see how those are spaced all the way across there. So got joist hangers up here sitting on top of the wall out here, and I know that's not a proper header above the door, but it is what it is. It's kind of dictated by the height of the wall that I can go to over there. That's high as I could go there. And then out here, I originally thought about just going 6-foot tall walls so I could have more slope. And then I decided to put a door in without considering the ramifications that come with that. So anyway, so now we have a door, and I've had to deal with the other complications that presented by raising the wall up higher. So otherwise, that wall there now is I believe it's 7'2" or something like that, because you got to have an 80-inch opening for the door. So, or 82-inch opening, isn't it? So 82-inch opening is the rough end opening for the door. And that's what that is. So, but I believe it'll still hold up just fine. I don't believe it'd be quite up to code, but she'll work. I don't believe the cabin's up to code either. So, and it's still standing and has been for a lot of years. So anyway, that's what we're working with now. So we did get some stuff put on the roof. I believe it's a synthetic underlayment. So that's some pretty heavy stuff. So that'll make her shed water till I get the metal on the roof. So I'll get the other walls up here first. Don't worry, Tyler had his safety squinters on.
Safety squinters the whole time.
And no other safety gear. I'm not doing a very good job keeping you guys updated on my build here. So, as you can see, I got one more wall to box in here. And then quite a bit more work yet to do, but got to put the siding on this wall. And I mentioned before, the roof that goes in here, you know, I'll add that on before I put the metal on. But so I gotta close the soffits in, all that. We just got the plywood up on this side yet. I haven't got the strips on it yet. And then, like I say, a lot of trim work to do yet, but it's coming along. It's coming along, but it's gonna be sure gonna be handy to have, though. I know that. Can't wait to have it finished up where I can use it. All right, here's another update. Got quite a bit done again today. We got the roof on it, including the metal. Got to put the edging on, but I'm gonna wait after I paint that. But all the siding's on it, furring strips is on it. Things done inside. Well, not finished inside, but so caulking up and down all the furring strips. So now once we get the side trim around the metal, I'll have that done. But I'll wait till I paint it first. I got some more little boards to trim off down along the bottom there. But outside of that, got some help from Jim in Alaska today, Tyler, Perry. So we got a lot done today, a whole lot done today. So
Pretty good.
door's just kind of temporary, but we got to finish getting it into place now that we got everything else done. So this side over here will just be open like it is for now. I'll eventually put a wall there alongside the fuel tank on that side, down to about 1 foot off the ground, but just kind of place to store stuff, my propane bottle and stuff. So now all I got to do is have a couple of dry days and I can get some paint on it, and then I can get the metal trim on it around the roof, and I'll be ready to be done out here, ready to start on the inside. Maybe some steps at some point, but still got to cut a hole through the wall in there. That'll be another task for another day. I'm gonna try to wait till I get it finished out inside first. We got to get it insulated, get all the wall covering on it and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of work inside to do yet before I'm ready to cut the hole in the wall, but it's getting there. All right, you can see we got things cleaned up a little bit. All it quits for today. So everybody's went home. We did get all our junk picked up, and I believe she's ready for paint. Got all the caulking done around all the furring strips and all that. So yeah, I believe it's ready for a coat of paint. Got the little boards that were hanging down over here that I hadn't trimmed off yet. I got that all. Got them all trimmed off. So like I say, once I painted, I had to trim on the outhouse when I painted it, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. So this one here, I'm gonna wait till after I paint it, and then I'll climb up there and put the roof edge on. So make it a little bit easier to paint. So anyway, it's got to build some steps. I got the doorknob and stuff coming for it. So put the doors on it. I do think in here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stud up a wall across there, and that way I can just have a flat plywood wall across there. That'll make it easier to hang stuff on and attach things to. So yeah, and then right in there somewhere is where we're gonna cut the hole into the cabin, which will go into the bedroom. So over here in the corner, that'll be where my water tank goes, and the shower I think I'm gonna put along that wall over there too, and probably even the wash machine. So I'll have stud up a wall at each end of the shower and all that. But first thing I'll do in here is get all the insulation in it and the ceiling in it, all that. And I think I may even go ahead and insulate between that cabin wall when I stud that wall up. Won't take that much insulation to do that. So, but anyway, I'll be putting 8-inch insulation in the ceiling, and doing the walls so the floor is insulated good. Also, after I insulate this, I will put that foil face bubble wrap over everything too, and I'll tape all that, so that will become my vapor barrier once I get all that done. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at now. It'll give me a place to get the tools in here. Got the paint sitting there. I'm gonna take the day off tomorrow, and me and Jim and Perry gonna go trail riding. Tyler has to work tomorrow, so he's gonna miss out, but I think the rest of us gonna go hit a trail. And then Tuesday and Wednesday is supposed to be nice, so I think I'm gonna try to paint then. It's starting to sprinkle now, but I think I'll try to paint then if I can, and if the weather don't change, because starting Thursday, it looks like they got rain on the forecast every day for the next 2 weeks. So definitely into the rainy season here. So, but I would sure like to get a coat of paint on it before winter time. So I'm hoping I can do that. But it is ready for paint right now. I got 5 gallons of primer in there and 5 gallons of light brown paint. This will be quite a bit lighter than the outhouse. It came out a lot darker than I wanted. So, and if I get that done, then I think I'm going to go ahead and go buy some green paint to match my roof metal, and I'll go ahead and paint this thing the next few days. Next one we have another dry day, so that way it'll kind of match the green on my roof. So, and when I paint this, I wouldn't mind if I have time, you know, painting the little guest cabin up there too. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I have time to do it. But anyway, that's what we got. All right. Well, I said after I got it painted, I'd video the rest of it. So now it's painted. So went with a brown color, green trim. Doors all painted up, everything. Look at that. Kind of a halfway decent match for an old cabin. So it looks like the board and batten. So when we started painting today, we just kept on painting. Yeah, once we started painting, we decided to just keep on painting. So another thing we painted right down here. I don't know if you remember the end of the old Connex, but it was an ugly old yellow. So now it's painted. Of course, you can see the wall of it in here. So we painted that. And then, well, we decided to just keep on painting. So we got the little guest cabin up there. We decided to paint that too. So we got it all painted. Still had some paint left, so well, we decided we'd just paint the outhouse too. So we painted the outhouse there too. Painted up the porch, everything. So the old outhouse, remember, was white. This thing here didn't have any paint on it. So looks a lot better, don't it? So it was a pretty busy day of painting. Got a little paint sprayer. I'm glad we got that. That it turned out to be a good investment. So yeah, that's all painted up. The other thing we did today too is we filled all of our water tanks off our own well. That was awesome. Went 4-wheeler riding yesterday, so my machine was all muddy. So got to wash my 4-wheeler today at home. That was a luxury that we haven't had before. So it was nice to do that. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. The door's all installed properly now. Got a doorknob and stuff coming for it, so hopefully I'll have it for too much longer. So, and like I say, the log side of the cabin, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just stud that up and just plywood that as well. So I'm ready for insulation, and I have that in the back of my truck. So we'll be putting insulation in. I think I'm gonna back my truck up here now and go ahead and unload the other supplies into here, and I'll be ready to start putting up insulation. So that was a pretty big project, man. I didn't know if I was gonna get that done before winter or not. But if we can get my outhouse done, getting this done was a pretty big thing. Getting the well put in. Next thing I got to do is come over here on this side around here, and I got to dig a hole and put my tank in there for my shower drain and washer drain. So we also have to install one of those at Tyler's house as well for his washing machine and shower. So whenever we're digging holes, we're just going to dig both holes at the same time. So anyway, we got a place now where I can leave the table saw and miter saw sitting out here for the time being while I'm working. I don't have to wag them in and out. That thing was about all I could do to pack it. So anyway, now I guess the next big thing we need to get done is get our solar panels up. I got all my stuff yesterday to my brackets to finish mounting them. So hopefully we can put those up here sometime soon. So lots of upgrades on the homestead this year, man. Wash machine, well, Toyo stove, addition on the cabin, shower, complete new outhouse rebuild, ugly carport here for the trailer this winter. If I'd known the painting was going to go so fast on this, I would have went ahead and got the green paint for that. So the next trip to town, I think I'll go ahead and pick up the green paint to match my roof and that green right there. And I'm going to go ahead and get that painted, so that'll actually match the other green on my roof and stuff like that. So, and while I'm doing that, I may even go ahead and paint the roof on the little guest cabin. It's actually got a tan roof on it, so it'd look nice if that was a green roof too to match the cabin. So anyway, that's a lot done this year, man. I'm much closer to being ready for winter time this year. So it's gonna be nice not taking a shower outside and all that. Everybody, thanks for watching, man. Appreciate you watching it.